Morning all, hope you're well. Well, I just woke up full of cold, but life carries on. We've got to carry on getting this boat done. Well, the bow section is held nice and firm, so it's now to do the stern section on the port side. I've just gone over all the ribs, stringers and hull with acetone, and done the same to the nidaplast sheet. So next thing we do is add the balls again. Another 500 or so. That's a lot of balls. Well, that's the second lot of balls fitted. That is a lot of balls. That's another 500. I think that's about 1250 balls a side. There's a lot of play pit balls, but they ain't very expensive. They're about 20 quid a thousand. So if we need 2,500, that's only about 100 quid. That's better than fitting some cheap nasty foam in it. What's going to break down after a few years. So I thought that was a good idea, putting them in to reduce the condensation and keep the air out. Anything's got to be better than nothing in it. Well, I mixed up 3 kilo of bond and paste this time because it's a slightly bigger panel and put it on. That's now all held down, supported. Obviously I went round the edges with a trowel and just smoothed them out. But there's going to be still be a little bit of filling the bond paste. There's a bit of a step there between that nidaplast and that string. So I want to fill that in and level that off. And round the edges of the nidaplast sheet, there's a little bit of a gap. We put tons under there, but I think because the nidaplast is cut at an angle and that opened up all the cells, you can put as much as you like in there, and that fill the cells and doesn't seem to ooze out a lot of the top, because you think you've got 2 inches of open cells at an angle. There's a hell of a lot of nidaplast, hell of a lot of bond and paste can fill them up. So what I'll do is afterwards, I'll go around all the bottoms, level them up, fill around the edges and put a spatula around it so I get a nice rounded shape between the deck and the hull for when I lay up on it. But I was getting there. I'm happy with that. Oh, a few balls left over. But yeah, that's looking good. It's nice to see the end in sight. You know, when you're putting the deck down, you're 90% there sort of thing. That's looking good. We now need some nidaplast sheet with glass on to fill that section there in the stern. That's 550 by 550 mil roughly we're going to need. But if you look at that front section, obviously when that taper in towards the bow, there's obviously a bit left over from that, so we can use that to do the stern. No point in wasting it. Well, this is the waste from the cut on the bow section. All we've got to do is get some glass and fill that bit in there, and then cover it over and do the other side, and we've got enough to do both them stern sections. No point in wasting it. That'll soon be done though. I only want 1 layer each side to start off with. Well, that's now all glassed up and consolidated. So now we've got the 2 sections for the stern. I've already done the other side a little while ago. 2% catalyst, bit of sun, that'll soon go off, so give it half an hour. Flipped it over and then laid up 1 layer of 450 gram on the other side. So that's ready to go. Now we've got the bits we can cut out to finish off the stern. All them edges around there nicely rounded, if you can see. I'm going to put 5 layers of glass over them. But even though it's got glass on them areas, because on the edge, are susceptible to being hit and knocked with net bins, etc, etc. So I'm going to fill all them up with bond and paste first, so that give a solid support for the glass. So if you hit it, that will be alright. Well, I just made up some bond and paste and just filled up the gaps. As you can see, that's looking a lot better than what it did. That's all smooth. That's going to need a little bit of a rub down, but the gaps are all filled up. Obviously, you see the planks on the hull make things a bit funny shape, but that's all filled up. And also, I filled up the edge of the nidaplast. That's not spotless, and shot front by any means, but when you cut it, because it's all little frilly bits of plastic, when you try and rub it down, it just flap everywhere. But at least let's give that a hard nosing now. So, and the little bits of plastic what are flapping about are now solid, so then you can rub it down. So it's now got a hard nosing on it, so we'll rub it down, and when we glass it, that'll be stronger than just having it hollow. There might only be 2 or 3 mil Bonding paste in there, but that's a lot harder than just having a frilly end of a bit of nidaplast, flappy plastic. That's a lot stronger, that is. Yeah, that's going to dry rock hard, that end is. So obviously when you hit it with net bins or whatever, other bits and pieces, basically you strengthened it up. Because yeah, we're going to have 5 layers of glass, but if you hit it hard, you can crack it or damage it. But if you put a bit of reinforcement behind, like you have this Bonding paste, it actually look like a buffer and it wouldn't damage you in so easy. Well, that's it for me today. Early one on a Sunday. I had half a day off in a month. So, ayo. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.